So I haven't seen any videos. There's not many videos out there, at least on YouTube, about the maintenance on a CB700. This is a 1986 CB700 SC Nighthawk S, they say. And it's nothing super complicated, but I never saw, as I YouTubed how to do whatever it was, I didn't really see much. So excuse the video quality. I'm just on my cell phone. I don't have any fancy GoPro or audio recorders or anything. So basically I got new tires, and what I do is, I have this and I have a KTM 690. When I need tires, I take the wheels off and we'll take them up to the shop. It will basically save me some money. But I had never, with the KTM, it's chain driven, it's super simple. But I had never done anything with a shaft drive. This CB700 is a shaft drive. And I didn't know what I was going to run into when I took the wheel off. So it was super simple. There basically it's like a sealed unit, that differential thing. Let me use. So basically there's splines. You can see them in there, and the wheel. Whoops, wrong side. See the splines? It just fits right in there. Super simple. There's nothing to it. And the drum brake, basically this right here mounted to the bottom of the like the brake drum housing, and this, sorry, okay, and this right here with its linkage, those little splines hook right on the little those splines that come off and operate the drum brake. So when you take the wheel off, my tire was oversized. Whoever had this bike before me had the rear tire was bigger than it was supposed to be. So it was a little tighter than it's supposed to be. But basically, I undid the axle nut on this side, which was a pain in the rear end. It was just super tight, basically. It probably hadn't been taken off in 15 years. But there's a nut, a bolt that goes in right here that clamps down on the axle on this side. You want to leave that bolt in, keep it clamped down on the axle, then bust loose the nut, the axle nut on this side. And my axle slid right out, like basically a tiny little tap with a mallet, and I was able to slide it right out. Okay, so when the tire comes loose, we'll go over here to the tire. Let me get it flopped around so it's facing the right direction. This is the side where the drum brake was, and when it was, let's see here, like that. It was like that. So this was facing this was to the rear of the motorcycle, and that was down there at the bottom where that stabilizer bar, that's where that stabilizer bar hooks to. And basically that right there keeps, when you press the rear brake pedal and it rotates this, and these shoes, the brake shoes bite on the outside of the hub, that stabilizer bar, it being connected right there, keeps this thing from just twisting on the wheel, or the wheel twisting around it, I should say. Okay, the bolt that holds this, that bracket onto its spline, make sure you take that bolt all the way out, because you can see with the bolt, even if it's loose, if the bolt is in it at all, it's fitting in this groove and will keep that bracket from coming out. So that bolt has to come all the way out. That slides off. Take that little stabilizer bar off. I did all that before I ever took the axle loose. So all my The little brake bracket is hanging down here. This little stabilizer bar was like kind of forced out of the way. It's pretty stiff. Let me get this back where it's sort of organized. And then that's the other side, the splines that go into the drive line. I'm going to call it a differential because I guess that's what it is. But yeah, so that's the rear wheel removal of a Honda CB 708 SC. And now I'm going to see if I can get the front off the ground and do the same thing to the front.